It's really humbling to stand here today in front of you all, and I just want to say thank you for allowing me to stand here and share with you today. My time at the Care Review has been a great experience. It's actually been a really empowering experience, and not without its challenges, but I've formed some lasting friendships and bonds that I know will last a lifetime. Peers and colleagues, younger people, older people, and professionals alike, all with lived experience working together for this better thing that we're all striving for. It hasn't been easy, but one thing that I think that really keeps me going is the trust that we are going to make things better. Many of the young people that we work with and that are in this room today have already suffered a lifetime of trauma, and we can't add to that by re-traumatising them with the systems and the processes that we have in place in this thing that we call our care system. There's a real appetite for change in Scotland at the moment, and we have the opportunity to make a really lasting impact with the review. We need to reach as far and wide as we can and into the farthest and the hardest edges of care, keeping in mind those people who maybe not be engaged and may not be involved in this process. Every single person who's input, given their time and shared their story, I just want to say it's an absolute pleasure to have worked alongside you, but you must realise the magnitude of what you have done as well. Change is coming in Scotland, real change, and the creation of things like our Hearings, Our Voices, which I had the privilege of attending this week in Parliament, and the review are fine examples of that change happening in Scotland. I'm often asked in the role that I do, how do we include people with lived experience, or what difference is it really going to make? And very often my answer to that question is, well, look at the review and look at the difference that that's making. Look at how they've included people with lived experience and look at the change that's coming from that. You shouldn't ever underestimate the power of giving people a voice, and you should also be prepared of what comes with giving people that voice. This leads me on nicely to my finishing bit. I told you it was short and sweet and to the point. I was asked to put together some words on what my own hopes were for the future. And in my opinion, this is the future. This room is the future. Every single person who's given a slice of themselves to this review is the future, and this way of doing things is the future, in my opinion. I believe that this realisation is really taking momentum in Scotland, and people are starting to understand and realise that people with lived experience are more than just someone or something for you to consult or pull into a piece of work or a review you might be doing. They're actually an integral part to everything that you do, the processes and the functions that we have in this system called care. We don't, I think, celebrate enough lived experience in a positive light, and actually that's one thing that I've seen through being involved in the review is people with lived experience from all different walks of life coming together and being joined by a vested interest, the same interest. But what has come out of that for me is just the pure raw talent and skills that we have, a totally undeveloped workforce of people who actually have many of the answers to the problems that we are trying to tackle and that we face every day in the system. The last thing I want to say is that this way of doing things is the future, and I'm really proud to be standing here and speaking these words to you today. I look forward to working alongside every single last one of you, because there's a hell of a lot of work coming our way. Thank you very much for listening. It's been an absolute privilege.